Makeup is awesome and I love to use it, but it gets a little bit pricey, especially when you're watching a ton of YouTube tutorials where they use all high-end products and it's all over the place of just $30 blushes, $50 eyeshadow palettes, and I just don't want to spend all of my money on makeup all the time. So today I'm bringing you a drugstore tutorial using only drugstore products, except for one exception. It's just a mascara and it's 23 bucks, so it's not like super expensive high-end. So I hope you can forgive me for the one high-end product. Everything else is drugstore and very affordable. So if you want to see how to get a very subdued and natural makeup look using only affordable products, here we go. First off, I'm going to be using e.l.f.'s Nourishing Night Cream. I know it's technically a night cream, but it's really moisturizing, so I like to use it as my moisturizer before putting on my makeup in the morning. And it seeps into the skin really quickly, so I don't have to wait a long time before applying my primer after I apply the night cream. For primers, I am using Wet n Wild's Cover All Primer. This stuff is pretty good. I switch through primers a lot, but this is always one. If I can't decide which primer to use, I go to it. For foundation, I'm using Maybelline's Fit Me foundation in the shade 125, which is nude beige, and I'm just patting that in with a nice stained makeup sponge. And this is not a beauty blender because we're sticking to cheap drugstore products. It is actually from a drugstore. I honestly don't even remember the brand that this is, but it was like $2. Gotta make sure to blend down the neck to make sure your jaw and your neck matches. Because I do not wear eyeshadow on a daily basis, I put foundation on my eyelids and right underneath my eyebrows just to make sure that my eyes match the rest of my face. Some people do concealer to try to cover up the veins in their eyes, but foundation does the same thing, and this way my eyes match the rest of my face perfectly. For concealer, I also use the Maybelline Fit Me. This is shade 15, which is named Fair Claire. For some reason, my camera stopped recording when I applied it, but I mean, you can see what it looked like after I applied it and use your imagination as to how it got like that. I just blend this out with my same damp makeup sponge. This shade is a bit light for me right now, but I fixed that with my pressed powder. The setting powder I use is the Physicians Formula Healthy Wear Setting Powder. And I use an e.l.f. face brush to pat it underneath my eyes. Can't let that concealer crease. Next, I curl my eyelashes because my eyelashes literally just stick straight down, so we gotta curl them a lot before I can apply my mascara. Then I just apply a little bit of the CoverGirl Lash Blast mascara, just a few little strokes on my eyelashes before I go to the Lorac Pro mascara, which is, yes, the high-end mascara I was referring to earlier in the video. I've really tried to keep this all drugstore, but I cannot do my eyelashes without this mascara. Every time I try to skip this step in my everyday routine, my eyelashes just do not look as good, so I really wanted to include it in this video just to show you how I really do my eyelashes every day. I do my eyes one at a time. I do not put the Lash Blast on both eyes and then the Lorac Pro on both eyes. By putting them on one at a time, it makes sure that the Lash Blast does not dry at all on either eyelash before I apply my next mascara, and that's how I avoid clumps. And I use the Lorac Pro mascara on my bottom lashes. And then I do the same to the other side. and I inevitably get mascara on my face and around my eyes. To get off those little flakes, I use a dry Q-tip. Then I just put some chapstick on my lips, and usually this is where I stop for my everyday look, but because that was so few products, I decided to show you guys what I do when I have a little bit of extra time in the morning and I want to wear a little bit more makeup but still look natural. So one of the extra steps I do is apply blush. The blush I usually reach for is a Baked Blush by e.l.f. in the shade Peachy Cheeky, and I'm using an e.l.f. blush brush to apply it. For highlighter, I'm using e.l.f.'s Illuminating palette. I recently hauled this. If you want to see my e.l.f. haul, I'll leave a link in the description below, and I'll also put a tag on the screen here. I'm using one of the top shades in the palette and just applying that to my cheekbones. And for lips today, I'm using an e.l.f. lip liner in the shade Natural. I'm sure by this point in the tutorial you can really tell that I like e.l.f. products, but I told you guys I was keeping it affordable, and e.l.f. is one of the most affordable brands out there. I line my lips with this, and then I use the brush on the other side of the liner to blend it in and use that as a lipstick and a lip liner. So this is the finished look. It's super easy. As you could see, it literally takes like 10 minutes in the morning. I know it's nothing fancy, but that's not the point. It's just makes you look like you have a little bit of makeup on your face, but nothing too crazy, and it's super easy. I also promise that I am not this pale. I have a lot of light on me right now, which making me look a lot paler than I am, but even if I was this pale, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's the middle of winter and everyone's pale in the winter. But that was all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want more beauty related videos, college related videos, story time videos, whatever, you can go ahead and click that button down there to subscribe to me. I would really appreciate it. It would mean a lot. Comment if you have anything to say, any suggestions that you want to give, if you've used any of these products and you like them as well. That's all I have for you today. Bye guys!